Good morning and welcome to Expo Today Live. I'm Will Ackworth and I'm here with Mark Casey, the Chief Executive Officer of CFN Services. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Will. Great to see you.
So I was looking a bit at your bio and I see you've worked for telecom companies like AT&T and Verizon. What are you doing at a future show?
It's a great question. Of course, today the network's very foundational to high-performance trading infrastructure on a global scale, and so what we used to do in telecom today becomes foundational to what we do tomorrow around market data delivery and trade execution.
So I understand that you specialize in providing very high-speed connectivity for both market data and trade execution. Is that primarily in the kind of very popular route between Chicago and New York, or is it more global?
We actually do it globally, and it's more than just speed. It's about all-around performance. And so what our application delivery platform, the Alpha platform, does is it accelerates market data delivery and trade execution globally across North and South America, Europe, and Asia. And we've just launched into Sydney as well.
Sydney as well. So is it primarily futures markets or equities or?
Completely cross-asset class, so asset agnostic, equities, derivatives, FX, fixed income, and again across all those geographies.
And who would your target audience be? Or not audience, but customers.
Sure.
I think about this because historically HFT has been perceived as something very secretive. Maybe a handful of firms do it. Is that?
Yeah, so our customer base is highly populated with proprietary trading firms. That's really where we started. But we've taken all of that infrastructure and we've somewhat democratized it now, and so we're bringing it out to a much broader base. And so we see really mainstream use of that same kind of technology that formerly was only available to those that had the deepest pockets.
When you say mainstream use, what kind of firm would that be? I mean, would it be a
quite honestly, it could be any. I mean, we talk a lot about the broader buy side. So as we get into mutual fund firms as well as hedge funds, literally thousands of hedge funds that are looking for better execution. Obviously, everyone's concerned about the potential cannibalization that HFT brings to the market. So obviously, speed of execution becomes important, and so you can play at par for really a fraction of the cost of what it might have cost you 2 or 3 years ago.
So I'm going to ask you one other question, which I think is sort of, it feels as if we're all sort of racing towards zero. I mean, you just introduced a service that involves a microwave. I mean, how far does this arms race really go?
I think we've reached. I think we've reached that stasis point where it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to invest. I think what you see is the group that continues to invest gets smaller and smaller, right? As the economics get bigger and bigger, to squeeze the last microseconds out.
Right.
So I think we've sort of reached a steady state where I think you'll continue to see some improvements. But again, it's about democratizing the improvements, right? Formerly, those microwave networks were owned by a handful of trading firms. Now, literally anyone can access them.
Well, look, thank you so much for joining the show this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And thank you for joining Expo Today Live.